as of today, we have been on YouTube for 6 years.
Who loves peanut butter? Made them now.
Who loves peanut butter?
Yeah. Yeah. Who loves peanut butter? Like Jeff? No, not Jeff. Sorry, Jared.
Hey friends, and welcome back to Heavenly Minded Home. Yes, you heard that right. Today is the 6th year anniversary of our very first vlog we ever put out on YouTube. And I've been so excited to share this with you guys because I want to share a little bit about kind of why we're here and why we do this and why it's important to us, because I am not like a big YouTube consumer. We didn't come here to build up a channel and have like a following and stuff like that. Like that's not why we came to YouTube, which I get is kind of different than the norm. Also share a little bit about some pretty crazy growth that we've had, and more importantly, where we are praying this year 6 and then into year 7, what the Lord might be doing here and what we're praying for in his guidance and provision throughout it all.
Easy. I'm still. It's okay, Jerry. You'll make it. You're almost there. Almost. Okay, you're gone.
So this past year has been by far our biggest year yet. These numbers are crazy. I pulled up our stats and our analytics just to look, and it kind of doesn't even seem real how ridiculous we went from essentially kind of always sitting down here, kind of floating along for the past, 5 years. And then here it just went up like this, and now we're up over here. It is so crazy to see. But when we started, right, so 1 year ago today, we were sitting at about 4,900 subscribers, and we were quite impressed with that. For those of you who've been around, like, you saw how hard we worked for that first 1,000 subscribers so that we could do weekly lives with you guys, and then to get up to, hitting almost 5,000 at the beginning of 2023. That was really, really exciting. But then something wild happened. And now we're sitting at over, 50, I think we're at like 56,000 subscribers, which is just absolutely crazy to go from not even 5,000 to over 50,000 in 1 year. So I want to share our why. Why are we here on YouTube? And I want to share it because I think the difference is important. I've told this story before, but when we started here, I genuinely thought that my kids made up the term YouTuber. They used to talk about how they wanted to be YouTubers and want to have a channel. I totally shot down their dreams and was like, absolutely not. That is not a thing people do. I didn't get it. We started on YouTube because we had a business and we were very successful, very busy with that. But I wanted somewhere when it came to the realm of homeschool that I could share, I could connect with others. I felt like I was always the odd man out when it came to homeschool stuff because we did things so different. And I wanted a space where I could share. So I started a blog, and then I realized that I was way too busy to sit around and write a blog post. But I started connecting with some people through Instagram, and many of you are still around today, and I just love our friendship. But I didn't really have time to sit down and write it all out and do all of that. I was like, man, if I could just share a video and just show you what we're doing, that would make life so much easier. And so lo and behold, apparently there's this place called YouTube where anyone can upload videos. I know this is ridiculous, but genuinely, this is how it went. And so I said, you know what? We'll just start posting the thing on YouTube. That's an easy way to be able to share this stuff and connect with others. And the rest is history. But for us, starting a YouTube channel wasn't about becoming a YouTuber, because again, I thought my kids made up the term. I didn't know it was a real thing. It was about community. It was about a space where we could find our tribe, right? We could find others that wanted to prioritize their walk with the Lord, wanted to be discipling their children, wanted to get out of the mainstream rat race, hustle and bustle, take life seriously and live heavenly minded. That's what we wanted to find. And so it's been such a blessing to see the Lord work through that this is what our life kind of, pivots around now, through the community, through the connection, through encouraging and equipping others all around the world now. And it has been such a great blessing to just watch the Lord work and connect our paths and provide and open opportunities and just growth in all of that through this crazy little world of YouTube. Now, somebody suggested this next point a little while ago, and I thought it was like the wildest thing ever, but let me share it with you. So just coming off of year 5, right? Sharing how it's taken us 5 years. We've been doing YouTube. I've, posted videos throughout entire homeschool years. I've this year been posting a video every single day. We've done all this work, all of these different things, and it's been really, really trying. Like, it has not been the easiest process in the whole wide world, but we love it so much. We're so appreciative of it and just really feel passionate about continuing to do this, right? And I said, okay, so let me find the verse real quick. I said, so this is, our 5th year of doing this. I said this a few months ago. This is our 5th year of doing this, and we've just poured so much work into this. And to finally see this summer, it was the end of July when one of our videos went viral for us, and everything just exploded overnight, right? Because we had been sitting at around, we finally hit 5,000 subscribers, and then we were kind of moving up to that like 8,000 subscribers by mid-year. So to go from like under $5,000 at our, start of this year, and then get up to $8,000 was a really big deal for us already. And then all of a sudden overnight we hit 10,000, and then a week later we doubled and we're at 20,000. And then like a week and a half after that, we were up to 30,000, then 40,000. And now we're sitting around 50,000, but crazy, right? Somebody commented this, and I was like, I understand this is not the context in which this is. I'm going to read you a scripture out of Leviticus, but I thought it was really interesting. And it says here in Leviticus 19, verse 25, finally, in the 5th year, you may eat the fruit. If you follow this pattern, your harvest will increase. I am the Lord your God. So it's talking about the way the Lord is going to provide for his people, the Israelites, right? Their system for living, how they're going to be set apart, how they're going to be so different, and all of it to point to, you do this, and I will show that it is through me, right? The Lord, it is through him that they are going to prosper, they are going to grow. And it talks here in 23, 24, 25 about how they're going to go about their harvesting, their crops, their work, all that they do. And in the 5th year, he is going to give this increase, right? In the 5th year, he says, okay, start eating the fruit. Like, this increase is going to come. And somebody noted that. And it was such a sweet comment. And she was like, I understand that's not the context in which we're talking about here. The Lord is not talking about my YouTube channel. I understand that. But it was interesting that in the 5th year, this increase would be given. And if I look back here on year 5 that's just happened, it was this crazy increase that just happened. I mean, we went from getting maybe 20 to 30,000 views per month to, for a while, we were sitting at over 600,000 views per month. That's a crazy increase, right? And I feel like we didn't really do anything different. We've pretty much been the same this whole way through. I mean, I feel like a few things have gotten a little better, but it's pretty much been the same the whole way through. And yet, staying diligent, talking about biblical womanhood, talking about being a homemaker, talking about a family that's focused on the Lord, which is not the norm of the world, all of a sudden this increase was given. So following this train, what might year 6 look like? So following this interesting theme here, I said, okay, well, what does year 6 look like when we see here in Leviticus God talking to his people, talking to the Israelites? And in 25 verses 21 and 22, it says, be assured that I will send my blessing for you in the 6th year, so the land will produce a crop large enough for 3 years. When you plant your fields in the 8th year, you will still be eating from the large crop of the 6th year. In fact, you will still be eating from that large crop when the new crop is harvested in the 9th year. I understand the context in which this is given, but looking at year 6, as we've had this growth, this only God's doing growth. The community that is being built here, the fellowship, the growth in our church, that's kind of spilled out from you all here coming over and joining us in AMP Home Ministries, the teaching, the growing, the families joining our co-op and bringing our kids together, and the Bible classes growing, and all of these different things. Seeing the opportunities and the things that are starting to come together as we continue to move forward, and encouraging and equipping me, the Christian women, my husband, teaching the men and our families and all of this. I am really praying that this year 6 now, we're day 1 of year 6, right? Going into this, that we will see this. We will see this continuation of growth, that if we stay faithful to the Lord, trusting in Him and Him alone, not giving in to pressures of what the world wants and what's, great for the algorithm or trending or, whatever, but to say, no, we're going to keep doing this. We are going to keep talking about living heavenly minded, living for the Lord, what that looks like practically in our world today, what we as women can do in our roles of being wives and mothers and sisters and friends and everything. Like, how do we do this? How do we live a lovely life that the Lord has given us while remaining heavenly minded, looking forward to the eternal, right? Always looking for Christ's return. We're going to continue to do that. And it is my prayer that as we step out boldly in this 6th year, that this will happen, that the Lord will continue to grow it, that the Lord will continue to bless it, that more people will come in and truly be served. I'm just going to say it. Never thought I would see the day where I did say this. So it's kind of intimidating, I guess, to put it out publicly online. But before this next year is up, in our 6th year of being on YouTube, I want us to hit 100,000 subscribers. And that's a bananas thing, because I never thought we would have seen 10,000, let alone 25, let alone 50, let alone any of the other numbers that we've seen so far. But we were talking about it as a family and with my friend Sabrina, who does the podcast with me. And I was like, you know what? Let's just say it. Let's prayerfully move forward with the goal that we hit 100,000 subscribers this year. And I want you guys to be a part of that. Like, there's things that we're talking about, praying through, hopefully getting to plan this year, that we want to connect with you guys. We want to see this community grow even more from what it currently is, which is amazing. Invite others in. Let's bring people here. I would love to see in this next year, something I've wanted to do for the past few years, but I would love to connect with local churches and to be able to share resources and tools, things to use, so that we can see more classes on biblical womanhood happening within the local churches. So many of you message and go, I wish we had this in the church. I wish we could do this. Let's dig in. I want to partner with local churches. And so if you want to send me an email so we can connect with your church and talk this out, please do so. heavenlymindedhome@gmail.com, and I would be happy to hear from you. I want to get to partner with local churches and to really share stuff. We've talked about it before and been invited to a few things, but coming and speaking at places, that's something that me and my husband would both love to get to do. We love sharing with you guys like this, right? This is fantastic to get to do this, but to be in person. We've talked about hosting some gatherings or some conferences. We've been doing those lives each Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, having just a prayer gathering with you and seeing how many people are pretty close nearby, or we could all get together, is something that we're like, you know what? We might need to make this happen. How can we prayerfully move forward in the 6th year and see this come together? You guys are a huge part of this, and your prayers, your support, sharing this when you like and comment and little things like that, it is a huge help to helping us grow here, not us as in us as in us, right? To make this a space that truly is just that bounty, right? Of just the Lord's truth, that encouragement of one another and lifting each other up through all of the trials that we face. These are the things we're praying for year 6. And that leads me to year 7. Now, all of this leads us here in Leviticus 25 to, you know it, the Sabbath year. It says, for 6 years you may plant your fields and prune your vineyards and harvest your crops, but during the 7th year the land must have a Sabbath year of complete rest. It is the Lord's Sabbath. Do not plant your fields or prune your vineyards during that year. And don't store away the crops that grow on their own or gather the grapes from your unpruned vines. The land must have a complete year of rest. The more I thought about this and we looked at this and just the toll different things have taken. I mean, the past few years of just ministry and living by faith, kind of stepping out of our comfort zone to the extreme and saying, I feel the Lord calling us to do this. Let's do it. I know we don't have a real paycheck. I know we don't, have this, but the Lord will provide and we will work unto him each and every day, and he will lead that path. He will lead that way. And so seeing this 5th year of huge change, prayerfully going into the 6th year, and then thinking, Lord willing, of the 7th year, I think going into a complete year of Sabbath rest in that 7th year, hey love, is something that we're going to go for. And I get that that's a crazy wild thing to say right now, and especially, and the Lord's got it, and we're going to go wherever he wants to go, but that's what we're praying about. And to say, you know what, as we keep pouring in, working into this, building this, there's the work part of it. And it's important. We all should work hard as unto the Lord each and every day in whatever it is that he's put before us. But then to say, you know what, Lord, I see the call for rest. And rest not in the way of, I'm just going to be lazy and do nothing, but rest in the way of showing that the success we've seen is not because of us. It's because of him. And I know for us before, we had a business and we worked really, really hard and we became quite successful. And the more successful we became, the more we stood there and we said, look at us, we're successful. We've done all the things. We're doing so great, right? We saw the success as our success, not us as stewards and it being the Lord's provision, but us as, look at us, we're successful. And to see the heart change and the heart work that's been done on me, on my husband, on our whole family over the past, 10 years, now to be in this space and say, you know what? We are going to go for it. We're going to work hard. We're going to keep going on, trusting the Lord and pursuing all the avenues that he puts before us here in the 6th year. And when we hit year 7, we're going to Sabbath. We're going to give the land rest. It is going to be a testament to the Lord of his goodness, his provision. It's all him. It's not us. It's him. And that is the big difference that I know we've learned and that we want to continue to share about. Because life is lovely and the Lord is faithful. And everything that he provides today is exactly what it's supposed to be. And when we trust him to do what he promises us all throughout here that he's going to, and we say, Lord, I'm just trying to be a steward. I'm just an instrument. I'm just the ambassador. How best can I serve you? How best can I live for you? How best can I use the resources you've entrusted to me to truly bring glory to your name? So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your support that we can be celebrating 6 years of being on YouTube, which is so crazy, especially coming from someone who didn't know what being a YouTuber was, but that's besides the point. I thank the Lord each and every day for you all. When you guys show up here, getting to gather with you guys live each Wednesday and have a time of just lifting you up in prayer. You guys who come over and join our membership, we do studies, we have our private community, getting to know one another. It is such a beautiful thing. So many of you that have joined us in our church, we gather with you each week online. So many of you that have come and we've gotten to host you here in our home. It's such a beautiful thing. And to ask you all to join me in prayer here for the 6th year and to hit this goal of 100,000 subscribers, like, wouldn't that just be bananas? That would be so neat. And then to see what the Lord might do, Lord willing, in year 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, until he returns, that Heavenly Minded Home could be a space of resource, encouragement, truly edifying the body of Christ from our home to yours all around the world. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for celebrating our 6th anniversary here with us. And we cannot wait to see what the Lord has in store here for the next year, the year after, until he returns. I thank you all for being here. I'm going to let you get back to your day, but thank you so much for spending a few minutes and hanging out with me. Let me leave you a little something else that I think you might enjoy. And otherwise, you know it. We're going to be right back here tomorrow. We'll see you all then. Bye, friends.
We ruined the whole video.